This cupbearer is literally giving a glass to Pharaoh on a daily basis, and all he has to do is remember Joseph. He doesn't remember Joseph. He forgives him for 2 whole years. But here's the thing. See, God didn't forget Joseph. God remembered Joseph. God had a plan through all of this. And God gives dreams to Pharaoh to awaken the cupbearer to what he should have remembered on his own but had forgotten. To make this whole situation more interesting, Pharaoh has a whole court of magicians and wise men who are supposed to be able to do this, to hear a dream and interpret it, and none of them can do it. It perplexes them, and so the stage is set for Joseph to be remembered. Verse 9, then the chief cupbearer said to Pharaoh, I remember my offenses today. When Pharaoh was angry with his servants and put me and the chief baker in custody in the house of the captain of the guard, we dreamed on the same night, he and I, each having a dream with its own interpretation. A young Hebrew was there with us, a servant of the captain of the guard, and when we told him, he interpreted our dreams to us, giving an interpretation to each according to his dream. And as he interpreted to us, so it came about. I was restored to my office, and we know what happened to the baker. The cupbearer finally remembers Joseph. It took 2 years, but better late than never, right? This scenario of his perplexed Pharaoh reminds him, oh, that's right. See, Joseph was right to assume that the cupbearer was the means by which God was going to get him out of prison. He just was wrong on the timing. And he really had maybe no idea the full extent of what God was doing in the waiting. And think about it for a moment. Had the cupbearer remembered when he first got out of prison and was restored to his office, that might have gotten Joseph out of prison, but it certainly wouldn't have set up the circumstances that we're about to see here. It was precisely the remembering of the cupbearer lining up with the dreams of Pharaoh that not only get Joseph out of prison, but as we'll see, to a position that it would be hard for him to ever have imagined. You see, God's timing is almost always slower than what we want it to be. I'm kind of okay with saying it always is. It feels like it always is slower than we want it to be. And yet, I think we have to assume it's always best. So that turns it back around on us, right? Is God working in your life slower than you want him to? Probably every one of us can find an area where we would say, yes, I wish this were moving faster. I wish this were changing quicker. Could it be that it needs to be that way? The timing needs to be that way. It's part of how God is going to get your situation to where he wants it to be. It certainly was true in Joseph's life. Notice also that Joseph had to deal with the forgetful cupbearer. Clearly, the cupbearer was thinking more about himself than certainly the needs of Joseph. And maybe God's put people in your life that are challenging or difficult. Could it be? I mean, it would be nice if everyone in our life was well-adjusted, had no needs or problems, and everybody was easy around us. Yeah, that would be comfortable, but would we grow the way that we need to? Would we develop character the way that we need? Perhaps, that God has put somebody in your life that is challenging on purpose because you've got some rough edges and they work like sandpaper to help rub them off of your life. Does it feel good? No. Are you more like Jesus because of it? Probably. God uses providential timing and relationships to do a work in us. How is he doing that with timing and people for you?